Convened to order, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
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 Roll call, please.
Allen.
Here.
Green.
Here.
LaFour.
Here.
Mistrovich.
Here.
Reindell.
Here.
Ricks.
Here.
Warren.
Here.
Good to see everybody here tonight. We need the approval of the minutes for the quarterly roundtable meeting on October 7th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Is there any question on those minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We also have the City Council regular meeting of October 7th. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Is there any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. When we get to the item, I will call for anybody who would care to speak. Otherwise, is there anybody who'd like to make comments to City Council? It's not on the agenda.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to say thanks to Mr. Moore, Mr. Ricks, City Council, the Richmond Chief, Lieutenant, all his police officers, the reserves, the fire department, and the residents of Richmond for our tour run that we had. With your guys' help, it was a big success. With the firemen and police officers, they made it a safe ride. You were there. It was a safe, fun day. And on behalf of the Michigan Dressers, we want to thank you guys and the whole city of Richmond and look forward to next year. And the 30th this month, we're having a pork chop night. Slides, $10.
Well, thank you. It was a great event for our community.
Yes.
You guys did an excellent job of keeping that thing together with all those bikes and all those people that were
There's
there.
over 200 bikes.
Yeah.
Over 200 bikes, over 300 people. Not one problem. So
No, it was great. It was for a great cause, and hopefully you can find a Richmond person next year that can benefit from all your endeavors.
I'm looking right now. So if someone knows something, please let me know. Mr. Moore has my information. It's definitely gonna be a Richmond family. So
Yeah, great,
let me know.
great. Beautiful weather, and it was extremely organized.
Yes.
I can attest to it. So I had a lot of fun.
It was our biggest ever.
Yeah.
32 years. That was our biggest tour run.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, thank you
All
much.
right. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you.
Would you like to address City Council? If you could state your name and address for the record. I forgot to tell him that. He's been here 3 times.
My name is Michaela Garand, and I am actually the district liaison for State Senator Dan Lowers. And so I don't live in Richmond, but I live in Fort Gratiot at 4068 Kewanee Road. And I'm just here representing Mr. Lowers for our office, and I can give you cards and everything at the end of the meeting here. But we just really want you to know that as part of our district, we want to make sure to hear from you and have an ongoing dialogue so that we can know when events are coming up, and if there's anything that comes up that you think, well, that seems weird, or that doesn't seem right, please reach out. We want to make sure to address any concerns that you have, as well as if there's something that you're just missing a part of it, and so it's a misunderstanding, we'd love to be able to give you the rest of the story there. So that's it.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Adoption agenda. Changes, Mr. City Manager?
Just to add item number 2, which would be the special event request for an across-the-road banner from our GFA.
Okay, is there a City Council any changes? Is there a motion to accept the amended agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have no public hearing this evening. We move on to items for consideration, which we have 2 on the amended agenda. The first one being consideration of food truck policy. Mr. City Manager?
Council discussed and reviewed draft food truck ordinances at previous meetings, and then at the last quarterly roundtable meeting, we had a discussion at which time the city council came to a consensus that while we are still continuing to work on the food truck ordinance, that any food truck requests would come to the city council. As per our council bylaws, no action can be taken at the quarterly roundtable meetings. I've placed a motion on the table for you tonight, just kind of formalizing the consensus that was reached at the quarterly.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to direct administration to bring requests for food trucks directly to the city council until such time as an ordinance can be developed. Requests for food trucks should be submitted to the city council 2 weeks prior to the council meeting.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? We certainly have had a lot of discussion on food trucks, and I believe council wants to continue that discussion. And meanwhile, this will make it very clear what it is that it's going to take to request a food truck. It's not that the city of Richmond has gone out and said they are against them. Contrary to that, they're saying that they want to continue to work, but they want to make a good ordinance, and it's going to take more time for us to do that. So meanwhile, we lift the, or we make it very clear, I should say. Other comments?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I just want to thank administration for pulling the information together. On the surface, this seemed like relatively easy, but as we got into it, there was lots of different issues involved in making a decision like that. So I think we had real good discussion. I anticipate it'll probably be even more discussion than we had last time to fully understand this and figure out what's best for the city of Richmond.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Okay. Any audience comments? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. On the amended agenda, we have the banner request from the Richmond Girls Fast Pitch Association. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider a request for an across-the-road banner from the Richmond Girls Fast Pitch Association for a banner announcing their registration event in November. This is the second year of this particular banner, and RGFA is requesting the banner be placed across the road from November 3rd through November 9th.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve the special event application from Richmond Girls Fast Pitch Association to have an across-the-road banner in conjunction with their registration event to be displayed November 3rd, 2019 through November 9th, 2019.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this?
I just have a question. Is this the exact same banner, or is it a different one?
Same banner.
Same
Same,
banner.
okay.
Yeah. Any audience comments on this? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. In our brief meeting this evening, we move on to the city manager's comments, sir.
Nothing tonight.
Okay. Council? Rob?
Nothing.
John?
Nothing.
Emily?
Nothing, thank you.
Nothing.
I just hope the city manager had a great time during vacation time off.
Absolutely.
Well deserved.
Well deserved, yes.
I did, yes. Thank you very much. Very nice.
He's got a documentary that he's going to put on later.
I will say I'm thankful to be back on our sidewalks here in Richmond. There's something to be said for kind of the historically accurate cobblestone, and they're a little bit uneven when you're walking at night. So, but very, very nice.
Okay. We go to our calendar today being the 21st. Let's see, we have a TIFA meeting at 7 o'clock this Wednesday right here at City Hall. We have trick-or-treating. It will be on the 31st, as we have mentioned before. We will still have our no tricks, only treats from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Fire Hall at the north end of Main Street. And trick-or-treating around town will also be from 6 to 8 p.m., and that's on Halloween the 31st. It takes us into November. Our next regular city council meeting is going to be on the 4th at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. We'd also like to make it announcement that there will be a spaghetti dinner at Mariachi's Hall for Denise Grant, who is her husband, Tom, is a former chief at our fire department, and I believe many people, including the fire department, is organizing this also. That will be held from 4 to 8 o'clock on the 9th. Okay, let's see if I have anything else here. Right. The Lois Wagner Memorial Library will be having their mitten tree collection again this year. It starts November 1st and runs through December 16th. And it states here the library will be collecting new gloves, mittens, scarves, and hats for both children and adults for the holiday season. You can also call the library at 727-2665 for any information that you may need. And that's from November 1st through December 16th. I think I've mentioned the rest of this. We have October 22nd at 6 o'clock. We are going to, that's tomorrow night? Yep, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, the Macomb County Public Works will be putting on a What is a County Drain? And there's going to be a program, starts at 6 p.m. at the Lois Wagner Library. Is there anything else that we need to add to the calendar? If not, we move on to closed session. Is there a motion?
Nobody wants to make a motion today. I make a motion to convene into closed session in accordance with Section 8A of Michigan Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267 of 1976, as amended for the purpose of considering a periodic personnel evaluation of the city manager as requested by the city manager.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
It's a roll call.
It is roll call?
Sorry, I didn't add that to my motion there.
Go right ahead, Karen.
Green,
Yes.
LaFour,
Yes.
Mistravich.
Yes.
Rindell.
Yep.
Ricks.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Green.
Yes again.
Oh, sorry. Allen, I'm sorry.
Motion does pass. We'll go into closed session. Okay, we're out of our closed session. Is there a motion to move into, back into open session?
I'll make a motion to reconvene into open session.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Under other business, we have one item, city manager evaluation. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the city manager evaluation results. The city council has completed the city manager's evaluation with input from all councilors. The city manager evaluation placed the manager between effective to very effective, and the city manager's compensation should be adjusted in accordance with the raises provided to other full-time, non-affiliated personnel this year.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Is there any discussion? The only discussion I can think of after our evaluation of the city manager is, John, you're still doing a great job. And we appreciate all the work that you do, the leadership that you show, and hope that we can continue to work in harmony to make Richmond a great place.
Thank you, and I appreciate the work that council did on the evaluations and that they do working with the administrative team throughout the year.
Any other comments? We have no audience? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have another motion. Is there anyone care to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to have the city manager evaluation committee continue to work with the city manager on items within the city manager's evaluation.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would just like to thank the city manager for all the work he's done. He's done such a great job that our concern is that he has too much, so we want to work as a council and the city manager to try to provide him with some additional help. So definitely appreciate everything he does. I want to make sure he stays in Richmond for as long as possible.
Absolutely. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Thanks for being with us.